What's up, everyone? And what's up, Angela? How are you today?
I'm well. The weather in Dallas isn't too bad.
Lucky.
Yeah, I'm praying for y'all.
Thank you. And I think a lot of Houstonians are going to be heading
Going to
your
Dallas.
way.
Yeah, I guess the people that have the resources to spend the night here. But I
Yeah,
think, there are people who can't.
yeah, true. Yeah. So we wanted to do like a really quick chat on air with OCA Greater Houston to talk a little bit about emergency preparedness. So right now, I mean, we have a storm out in the Gulf, and so it's supposed to hit sometime tomorrow. So make sure that you're tuning in to your newscast. There's a lot of really great resources out there through the news, so you can stay up to date. But also like readyharris.com, where they're providing .org, where they're providing a lot of information, up to the minute information about what's going on in Harris County and the type of efforts that they're putting in there. So, but yeah, so we just wanted to take a quick minute to go over a couple of things, and we'll be posting information online. But yeah, so Angela, I know you have a list of items because OCA Greater Houston, we every year we do an emergency preparedness workshop, which because of everything that's going on, we hadn't been able to get to. But you know what? We can do it right now.
Yes.
So if you could share with us the information, and then in the meantime, I'll be posting links here in the chat, so so people have them.
Great. Thanks, Maria. I just wanted to say that I'm trying to send as much love to anyone who's watching this right now. And safety is number one. So hopefully you're with family or friends so that we can brave it through this storm that is, I guess, changing a lot of direction and I guess a lot of it's, what is the word, categories. Right now, we're not really sure how it's going to land, but yes, as much peace and calm as possible. So with the flyer that we usually make, the first thing that I want to bring into attention is that while, hurricanes and natural disasters vary in different ways, there's always a tip that every person can take from any way to prepare, and that's how to pack a go bag, because that will always give you at least some source of reassurance to brave it out. And a go bag is usually packed so that you can grab anything on your way out the door, and that will help you keep yourself safe and comfortable in the coming hours and days. So stopping to hunt for your medications or other important needs can cost you critical seconds in an evacuation. But if you have this go bag, it will just, prepare you for those precious seconds where it might be like fight or flight. So make sure that during, this calm before the storm, to just prepare any of these resources that we're about to list. The first thing is basic electronics. For this category, it's just simply like an extra phone charger that you might need if, we run out of electricity, and a portable battery pack as well. And then also a stash of long-lasting LED flashlight, so that just in case the electricity is off, then you do have something for a light source. And then we are also suggesting that you pack a small hand-cranked or battery-operated AM or FM radio.
Okay. Yeah.
Maria, do you want to go off the next steps?
Yeah. And I actually, I'm trying to be all high tech here and have multiple cameras at the same time. Yeah, and so for your personal needs, there's a lot of different things that you'll need to make sure that you have. You can always pack, like as somebody who wears eyeglasses, having your backup eyeglasses, a first aid kit, baby wipes, and then also having different tools, right? Like like knives and can openers. And so here, hold on, let me see if you can see it. Like I've put a couple of those items. I don't think you can because it looks like my phone is a little bit off. But you know what? Let's do this. So, like packing all your stuff, right? I think you talked about it, the hand crank. And this is something that OCA gave out, like, during the workshop. So it's so important. Like you need to have your flashlight because you never know. And then first aid kit. It's so important right now. And I would say also with your personal needs, especially right now with, with COVID and everything, social distancing, make sure that you also have your masks and gloves and like hand sanitizer. So, that way, for whatever thing, if you have to go into a shelter, whatever it may be, like you're prepared with your personal items.
Nice. And so something I would add is not essential, but when you have hand sanitizer, sometimes my hands get dry afterwards, so I put lotion on right after.
Yeah.
If it's not too heavy, to store that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's why you need, gotta have like the what do you call them? Like the hotel size.
Oh yeah, like the portable size ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah, I mean, this is just something that's random, but I used to just take them from the hotel and I just keep the containers because they were so, easily reused.
Yeah, exactly. And then clothing. So there's also clothing, like having different layers, especially here. Like we know that any minute it'll, obviously during a hurricane, like there will be a little bit of rain, there will be wind, there'll be everything. But, we are also in Houston where pretty much every single location has air condition. And so for those of you that get cold, just make sure that you have, a jacket with you or maybe like a wrap, something that's useful for the cold, because that's the reality. Like it might be hot outside, but it'll be cold inside.
Yeah. And also I would say like waterproof shoes or something for if you're going outside to like retrieve anything, or like, if you have dogs, they might be outside, you want to take them back in really quickly. Yeah. So make sure you have easily like maybe Crocs, but we're not sponsored by Crocs.
If you want to continue with the list.
Yeah. And then you already talked about meds, right? Or should I expand on that?
Yeah, you can talk about it. I can show it.
Okay. So as Maria is holding up right now, whatever meds that you take, like 3 days worth of your prescriptions, just in case. And so that they can last until you go to another pharmacy that's open. And if you need larger items, such as an oxygen tank, make sure you have portable version of that as well.
Yeah. And also, I know like a lot of us are also live in multi-generational homes. And so, for example, like I have my grandmother here with me. And so I also have to make sure that I'm aware of what her needs are. Mm-hmm. So making sure that I pack that for her because, she'll need some stuff that maybe I don't, but we just need to make sure that we're taking care of our family members or babies as well. Make sure that, they have what they need.
Exactly. And then another thing is the perfect bag. So when you're packing all of these items, make sure that you have the overall bag itself can be small and portable itself, so that it's lightweight, and maybe like even a suitcase with wheels. It could help you, instead of carrying it, you can just kind of wheel it out. So remember that you might be also like running with it, or, in extreme circumstances.
Yeah, no, that is extremely important because, the last time that we had a storm here in Houston, we saw that a lot of people because of the flooding and everything. I mean, they had to walk, long distances, and it wasn't just outside of your home and get out. It was sometimes like you have to walk. You have to be able to be mobile. So just make sure that you're packing the essentials, but also in something that you can carry. And then the paperwork, and I think that is something extremely important. So I'll go on that one. So Debbie, always make sure to hook us up with these huge bags, but they are so helpful. So for example, this right here would be what I would take, let's just say, with some of the essential documents that I own. And then obviously for me, really important having my passport. So yeah, just being able to have something that's waterproof to make sure that you're not risking maybe some documents that are hard to obtain. And then obviously in your waterproof bag, you want to include like photocopies of your birth certificate, driver's license, social security, Medicare cards, power of attorneys, adoption or naturalization certificates. You definitely want to have like if you're a homeowner, information, your insurance, just records that are essential. And you want to make sure that you carry that in a waterproof and with you, because we just have to make sure, because you never know. I feel like with the last couple of storms, you never know if your area is going to be as vulnerable as it was before. So just make sure that you have those docs with you.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially to put it in a bag so it doesn't get wet or damaged.
And then, do you want to continue with the?
Sure. Yeah, I just want to overemphasize the paperwork that Maria has. I think that might be one of the most crucial parts, where like make sure you know where you put it in your bag and that it won't get lost or easily like fall out, like maybe not in the outer pocket.
Yeah.
And then one of the last few items but also very important, is food and drink. Bottled water is very important. Granola bars or energy bars are also great because they are very small and compact, but also filling, and they can come in a variety of flavors, so you might not, get tired of them. And then along those lines is like make sure you have cash so that you have enough money for the next, planning accordingly, 1 to 3 days. So you want to make sure that you won't run out, so that you can have small bills and maybe quarters that you need to buy something out of a vending machine, just to be extra cautious.
Yeah. So that is for your emergency go bag. And actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take y'all into my home. But I just want to show you, like, this is what. Hold on, let me see if you can see it. So this right here is actually my emergency go bag, and what it is, it's like a rolly luggage, and that's something that we've always had. We have it here in the closet that's next to our front door. So my mom has always been all about safety and preparedness, and so for us, there's some really important things in there, including some very like precious photos that we have to make sure that that if we go, they go with us. So that's it. And then obviously all the other stuff such as these documents, we add in on our way out, but that is like ready to go. Now, one final thing, and this is for homeowners, and I just want to give a shout out to our partners at the Home Coalition, because we had a call yesterday regarding emergency preparedness, and there was something that was really important that they shared that I had never thought about. And that is basically, we do not want to think about if that our house will flood, but in case it does, just make sure that you are prepared. So as homeowners, there's a couple of tips that they shared with us, and I'm going to show you a picture. So this is something that I just took like 5 minutes ago, which is why I'm a little sweaty. But this is my house. And so one of the things that they were saying is make sure that you take pictures of your home from all four corners, as well as the roof. So, and I didn't have time to come inside and take pictures, but and also inside your home, like the different rooms, because in case there's any sort of insurance claim, FEMA, anything like that, you want to make sure that you're prepared ahead of time, and you have before, and you can also take any pictures after. Remember that, for those claims, like, having these visuals is extremely important. So make sure that you do that. And I think one of the easiest things that you can do is take those pictures and then just send them to yourself through email. That way you have them on record. And in case anything comes up, then you make sure that you already have them in the email. And then also, like, right now, I still haven't completely hurricane-proofed my home, but as you can see, like, we still have some things out here in the yard or in our porch that could, fly away, etc. So just making sure that you bring those in, that you, like, just take in as much stuff that can, like, fly away, that can hit your own home and damage it, so that you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, just make sure that you're taking the precautions that you need in order to be safe. I can tell you that personally, I'm not in a floodplain. However, I've been keeping track of how what rain the kind of effect it has here in my neighborhood. So so like in a little bit, I'm actually going to go outside and just make sure that the drains are open. There's no debris. So it's little things like that that will ultimately, like, really help you out and also your neighbors, because the last thing you want is, for branches and leaves to be the thing that's clogging up your drain and then having all of the water come into your home. I mean, that was such an easy fix from the beginning that it's ridiculous to be in that situation, right? So right now we have the time to take care of that, and might as well do it. Yeah, so I think it's extremely important. And the last thing that I really wanted to share, and Angela, like, thank you so much for joining in, because like this is so important. I mean,
yeah, no, I remember when, like, was it 2016? Like, I actually was in Houston during the last, like, hurricane, and it was, we don't ever want, like, that unexpected. To be prepared is, like, the most important thing that we can do at this very moment.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just a really quick map of what the levels of like evacuation are here in the Harris County area. So just make sure that you are aware of it. I know that right now Galveston is in evacuation mode, mandatory evacuation mode. But then you see, like, the yellow sections as well as the green sections who are voluntary. So if you're out in any of those areas, just make sure that you are keeping track of the information that's coming through for your neighborhood, for your town, your city. I live in Pasadena, so I'm in, like, the orange section, and like I said, in my neighborhood, we're good. However, I do keep track of levels of water just to make sure, in case we need to, start putting things up higher, etc. So just make sure that you're doing that. And then in the chat, like, we have shared a couple of links to the checklists in Vietnamese and in Chinese, so that you can also share it with your networks, and make sure that we're getting the information out. So cool. So Angela, I think we might be coming your way.
Amazing.
We'll see, but cool. I get from my end, I think that is it. I don't know if there was any last comment or anything you wanted to add, Angela, before we head out.
No, on my end, maybe just like, while you still have internet and Wi-Fi, just keep checking the news and yeah. We'll make it through.
Yeah, exactly. So the most important thing is just be prepared, make a plan with your family members. And then if you can, if you know you have elderly neighbors, go and check in on them, because sometimes they might not be completely aware of what's going on, or they might not have a plan. But if you can help out in any sort of way, then that goes such a long way. And then also, I think for those of us that are maybe a little bit more active within our neighborhoods, just kind of keeping track of, like, again, of some of our vulnerable neighbors to make sure that we're communicating with them. So, so just be prepared, make a plan, and get all your stuff ready. Here's some of my stuff, my kits that we're getting ready over here, and cool. And before we go, and if you have a couple of seconds, or actually it'll be less than 10 minutes, just make sure you fill out the census as well. Because we cannot forget that plug.
Yes, the deadline is September 30th, so it's a little bit over a month, but not a lot of time.
Yeah. And that information is so important for emergency preparedness, because your neighborhood will definitely need the money for any kind of recovery, and then also for any sort of preparation ahead of time, right? If your drains are clogged and you're not getting money for it, then SOL sometimes on when we have storms like this, and also just knowing where vulnerable populations live, so that we can make sure that we take care of them. So cool. Census is extremely important. As you can see, it touches every single part of our lives. So cool. Well, Angela, stay safe up there as well, in Dallas. And we'll definitely stay connected during these next couple of days.
Yes. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, y'all. Stay safe.